So, today is demo day for the Web3 Teacher Training Track. We've been working on some cool dApps, writing some Solidity contracts, and hopefully doing a little bit of web development on top of that as well. And today we're going to show off everything that we've done so far. So just double check, make sure that everybody's got that demo link or the attendance link, and we can start off. I'll say, if you can talk for 5 or 10 minutes about your project and what you have done, what the project does. Go dive a little bit into the code, explain some cool problems that you solved or are trying to solve with your code, and treat this not like just I'm showing off my product, but also how can I explain this in a way that will be beneficial to others and will help others learn more about dApp development, or how Solidity works, or how to integrate your web application with MetaMask or something like that. So that's my little preface, and if anyone wants to go first, go ahead.
Yeah, so the idea is so this contract receives money, and it will calculate the total amount as the square of the sum of the square roots of all the donations. So basically, this is the quadratic funding scheme that used by Gitcoin, and Vitalik also Vitalik's also one of the person developed this algorithm. So but anyway, so it's a little bit hard to explain, but I'll just show you as an example. So you can deploy it as a remix. So if you you can just deploy it, and then so just send 10,000 way to it. Can you? If you send 10,000 way, transact. And then you click on the square root total. So now there's only one donation, that's 10,000 way, and it calculates. So the square root of that is 100, and if you click total contribution, that is still 10,000. So if only one person contribute, the total amount is exactly the same as the amount that the person donates. So now let's say we donate another one. Can you put another address? Because this is supposed to be, you can't donate twice. Let's put 5,000 way. And then you click the square root total. So that is the sum of the square root of 10,000 and the square root of 5,000. 5,000. That's approximation is 170. And if you click total contribution, that is, wait a second. So that gives you the total amount, which is 28,900. So this is just a simple version of how it works. So this is just a first demo. I need to figure out how can you restrict each address can't donate twice. I haven't figured that one out yet. So and in reality, it should match you with the funds. Because the total amount they donated now is 15,000, but it should be in reality, it should work as a matching fund, and that will match the 15,000 to up to the 28,900. So so that's how quadratic funding work, and Gitcoin has been doing that in real life in the Ethereum community. So so that's it. Thank you.
Okay, very cool. So we can talk a little bit about maybe some ideas for how to make each address only be able to donate once. Um, so I think probably the easiest thing to do would be to create a sort of mapping here from addresses um, to a Boolean, and then you can just say donated or donors, something like that. And then here, you could require not donors message.sender. You have already donated. And then here we'll say donors message.sender equals true. So now, if I deploy this again, and I donate 10,000 Wei here, all right, that one's okay. And if I try and do it again, now it failed.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yeah. By the way, what is a boolean exactly? Like the BOOL?
Bool is true, false, true or false.
Oh, okay.
And the empty value for booleans is false. So that means that if you try and access donors for like try and index this mapping with an address that has not yet it hasn't yet seen, it will return false by default.
I see. So if you use it, it's true.
So
Like,
so here I reverse it. Right.
so the default is false. So once you donate, it's true. Is that the case?
Yes. So then we'll change its feature. But that's just one method of doing it. And actually,
I see.
something you might want to be careful with is in this receive method, I think you're only guaranteed to have 2300 gas, and I don't think that's even enough to read and write from storage. So technically, so you might want to be careful here, and because usually I think in receive and fallback, you're only guaranteed to have enough gas to emit an event, I believe. So that might be something to think about.
All right, thanks.
All right. Anyone else have something they'd like to demonstrate?
Yeah, I can go. I've kind of already shown off my project, but I'll just go through one last time with the code and everything.
All right, let's do it. I'll stop presenting and go ahead.
All right. Okay, so here's my web app. It's the carbon neutralized idea. Basically, the idea that you can offset your carbon footprint by just clicking on this button, typing in a value in Ethereum, and when you click OK, it'll open up your MetaMask menu, and when you confirm it, it will actually create a transaction that goes onto Uniswap, buys carbon credits, and then burns them immediately. So I'm hoping here we can go view this on Etherscan now. It will hopefully go through here pretty quickly so we can kind of see what exactly this transaction does. I guess it says completed, so there we go. Great. So we can come look at this contract, or we can look at this page and see basically. So I send the Ethereum to Uniswap, and it gives me back the DAI stablecoin because I'm on testnet, so it really doesn't matter. But realistically, I want this to be on mainnet Ethereum, and it would give me the carbon credit. And it sends that carbon credit to the burn address, so nobody can access this address. It's where everyone sends stuff that they don't want anyone to see. And then it creates this carbon offset NFT. So my idea, like if I was going to build this out more, was to make some sort of easy integration for businesses that, let's say, wanted to only accept Ethereum from carbon neutral addresses, like Tesla, who says they won't accept Bitcoin payments until it's more carbon neutral. well, if somebody used this and can be provably carbon neutral, then they should accept the payment. That's makes sense to me, at least. So now let's look at the code a bit. So yeah, the carbon offset NFT is an ERC 721, and I use this counter, which we'll get into later. And I also have the Uniswap router, which is imported. I imported a lot of different things. Here's the address for the Uniswap router, and here's the address for the token that I would use. Right now, it's just the DAI. And I have an event here called Mint, which is what I use in my web app to see when the transaction is completed. So when I create my constructor, the ERC 721 gets its name and its ticker, and I set this Uniswap router to the Uniswap router address, which is basically the contract's way of knowing that it's interacting with a Uniswap smart contract, and it has to know what address that's at. So that's where I push that in here. Now this total supply function just takes a look at all of these NFTs in circulation and gives me a number. I use that up top here to kind of peer pressure other people into doing this with the join 25 others, and also use it for your own balance just because I can have it there. And here in the mint NFT function, I have this arbitrary value, which is theoretically the amount of Ethereum that this transaction costs in terms of like carbon and how much it would cost to offset it. So it doesn't make sense to do less than this amount, because then you're just like offsetting like half of a transaction, or if not less. So then it calls this convert ETH to CO2 with the message.value, since this function was payable. So if we go down and look here, basically what this does is it takes this deadline and it has the burn address. So, and then Uniswap has this function, it's called Uniswap router.swap exact ETH for token. And basically you need to just put in the value you want to trade. It's going to be the address that it is coming from, or no, I'm sorry, this is the amount, I think, that you're sending, maybe. And then you also have to have this path, which is basically how it gets from one coin to another, because it has to do that at some place. It has to go from Ethereum to this other coin. So down here, we just define this array of addresses, which uses the path. We're going to go from the wrapped Ethereum to that token, and we're going to return that, the burn address, which we already defined, and the deadline. So if the transaction doesn't happen within 15 blocks, it just reverts. So we come back up here. Now we're going to increment this token ID, and we're going to create a new ID, which is going to be this token right here, and we're going to mint a token. And this is going to go to the caller of this mint NFT function, and it's going to have this new ID. And what this set token URI does is it gets the JSON for the token, which just is some information. It's like a picture of the earth or something. And then it emits this mint message, and it returns the new item ID. So some things I want to improve upon in the future are obviously changing this number right here. I don't like having this hard-coded in, and I'd like it to be variable. On that same vein, I'd also like if there's some way for me to come on here and click a button like calculate my carbon neutrality, or calculate how much I need to offset, and then it would automatically do that, and it would require you to offset that amount if you wanted to get like a special NFT, because like in theory right now somebody could offset 2 ether worth of emissions, or like 0.002 ether, and they get the same NFT. But that would require some sort of integration with like an oracle, so that this function appears like require, like the transaction cost is greater than, or the message value is greater than the transaction cost. Anyways, it'd be complicated to do. And I also want to do some sort of Twitter integration on the front end, so where you can say like, oh, I neutralized my carbon using this website, you should try it out too. So yeah, that's basically my project. I also posted a Gitcoin grant just for fun, to see if I got any funding for it, and incentivize me to build it out a little bit more. But yeah, thanks.
Oh, that looks great. Awesome. You have a live web app running and everything. If you wouldn't mind, could you paste one more time the link to that GitHub here?
Yeah, here's the live website, and it has a link to the GitHub at the bottom of the FAQ.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We'll save that. All right. Next up. I really do like how we had a bunch of cross-contract calls going on in that contract. That was pretty cool.
Thank you. Yeah, it made it hard to test as far as getting it up and running, but yeah.
Keep in mind that you don't have to have a, everything doesn't have to be fully fleshed out and polished for demo day. Just if you have anything that you've worked on so far throughout the course that you can demonstrate and use as like a teaching tool to explain something cool that you did. All right. Well, while we're waiting, we had a couple other people who are able to who pasted links in the attendance form. So, would either of you like to present what you had?
Yeah, I can go.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yep, looks good.
So I actually haven't like finished yet. All my stuff is still in like my local computer. Haven't deployed to the testnet, but so I created a marketplace. I haven't been able to also like add all the features I want on it, because like when I was like doing it, that's when I realized like what other features I needed to add. But so this one is actually just for show. This one's not working yet, but the rest, this is getting called from my API, my local API, and when you click on it, it shows you this and the creator of the actual digital art, like the NFT, and it shows you the current owner. But this is all just um, dummy data, like seed data that I put in from using Hardhat. And so like the buy just instantly calls. I wanted to implement the Connect wallet so that it like you could stay logged in, but I'm gonna do that soon, hopefully by Wednesday. But yeah, so I just log in here, and this account I just also took it from Hardhat, and it like it's just a testing account. It like automatically has like I think like 1,000 ETH, and when I confirm that, this one goes, so orangey would be out of the marketplace. So that's how far I've gotten right now. But I do have this like testing page that shows what I'm planning to add. So I want to be able to like give like an actual choice to create their own NFT. I haven't added the upload the, the digital art, like the photo in here, but I'm adding that. That's what I'm currently working on. And then the profile, it'll basically just show who's currently logged in, their NFTs in here, just like how I remember someone like showing it like their NFT gallery. So I was like, oh, I should actually do that too. And I'm planning to separate if they have like NFTs that they deployed themselves, like they minted, and the collection, so like whatever they bought. But yeah, that's what I have so far. Um, in terms of the contracts, I used a lot of like Open Zeppelin. Let me just switch it here. So I actually found like a really safe like contract that they had, like the reentrancy. So I just inherited from that to protect from that problem that we talked about. I don't remember which day it was. And like how I did it was you could deploy your own marketplace, and when you deploy your own marketplace, all the NFT created is going to be owned by that marketplace like currently. So that's how I'm running it. And the NFT was pretty straightforward. I just inherited from ERC 721, and then I just called their actual safe mint, and I set the token URI, which I was taking from the API. But that's about it for now.
Awesome. And where are you storing the metadata about the tokens? So like the image URL, like where?
Yeah, it's just so I'm doing it on Next. I'm using Next.js, so it's just all like I'm just using Next API right now, so I'm fetching it from there. But I'm gonna be switching it to IPFS like when I finish all the other implementations.
Okay, awesome. So there is going to be, you're going to go the whole 9 yards and actually do IPFS. Awesome.
Yes.
Great. That's really awesome because if you like implement the full ERC 721 like token metadata standard and all that stuff too, then OpenSea will be able to read and parse your NFTs, and you'll be able to see them on OpenSea as well. It'll be really cool.
Yep. My GitHub repo for this is not public yet, but I will put it on the Discord once I do publish the whole thing.
All right, sounds great. Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to seeing this project, more development on this project. Looks great. And is there is this so you said the source code isn't available publicly yet. Is there any part of this project that is available publicly right now?
It was for a little bit, but I just took the whole repo like private right now. But I will put it public like probably tonight.
Okay. Yeah, be sure to put that in the Discord. I'd be very interested to read through the code and see what's going on.
Okay, for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Kenneth, how are we doing?
Almost there, and you'll have it. 1 second. I'm a little slow. I apologize for
Okay.
my speed. Wish I was quicker. I really want you to see it too, and yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ryan, Ramiel, Sung Yu. Sorry. Any of you guys had anything you want to share?
I do in a moment. I just need to. I ran into some technical difficulties, but I can work through them soon.
All right, sounds good.
Hey Jacob, this is Jamil. I'm a little bit behind because I'm building out the data. So I have Python scripts that pull down time series data, and it generates what's called a security market line. But there's no smart contracts involved at that point. I have to probably put an oracle in front of it and then do an NFT thing there. So when's the last day we can like demonstrate this?
Yeah, so Wednesday is the formal end of the Web3 Teacher Training Track. But if you have, like, it doesn't have to be finished by Wednesday. But if you have anything that you can, like walk us through and treat it less as like I'm demonstrating a complete product type of demo, and more of I am experimenting with using this project as a catalyst to teach people, Solidity or DApp development or something like that.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be complete, but if you can, kind of treat your demo with that sort of perspective, that's what we're really going for here.
Got it. Okay. I might am just showing you some of the data side of it, and then the theory of the NFT, how the NFT could look like.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Can I ask you something real quick, Jacob?
Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. So can we download the Solidity file from the remix?
Like, is there a download option on Remix?
Yeah.
I think there's like a export to IPFS. There might be like a button that sends it to GitHub too. I can't remember. Usually I just copy and paste. Honestly.
Yeah. If I just copy paste to the text, like the text pad, like I save it as .sol file, that should work, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I can, and then I can upload it to GitHub, and because it looks like we have a link for the today's sign up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have anything online that you can share publicly, that would be great.
Yeah. Thanks.
All right. Well, if we don't have anyone else who would like to demonstrate today, we always have Wednesday. Wednesday is when we are going to be distributing the certificates of completion for the course, and just doing final wrap-up stuff, logistics, and any final questions you might have. So that's pretty much all I have for you today then.
Okay, I just pasted the link for you.
All right. Are you wanting me to present this?
I don't know if it's all the way done being uploaded yet or not, but I'm also push it to the GitHub and yeah.
Okay. Let's check the GitHub here.
No, I gotta re-push it to this new GitHub because my other GitHub is completely full, and I wanted it to look clean and appear clean, and that will be the account that I'll use for my Web3 TTT with people. That'll be the GitHub that they'll interact with too as well.
Okay. All right. Well, we have. Do you want to maybe share your screen and walk us through your project then?
Yeah, I was going to see, can I do it first thing Wednesday?
Sure.
Okay, that'll work.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I think that's probably everyone, unless Ryan, did you have something?
I didn't want to keep everybody extra long, but but I mean I can explain it. I don't know why it's not working right now. It was working with hard hat, but you want me to present or can I?
Yep, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
That's loading up like that because that is not my project. But oh, that's fine. Okay, we'll get back to that later. But basically, the point of my project was to get exposure and help people understand NFTs and just what doing. Can you see the companion window?
All I can see right now is DuckDuckGo.
Okay. Sorry. So what I was doing was I wanted to get everybody exposure with NFTs and just understanding that all out of NFTs are, for the most part, just data like represented as within a JSON file, and so that you could actually make NFTs or give them any attributes and then call them whenever you want. So if you wanted to add like a custom, like just any sort of trait, you could call them from your app, and they would just make it custom, but then also explaining and help people understand that different websites like Rarible or OpenSea, they all show NFTs and have different keywords that make it so that piece of data loads on the screen. And so this concept is helping people understand how NFTs are actually made in like this little bit of data right here is actually what is being displayed. I thought would be like helpful for some developers to understand as well, especially getting exposure with IPFS without having to get in the weeds with it right away. And so basically the way I'm having people walk through my project is you upload, they make their own NFT here and they upload it, and then they copy that or copy this file right here. And then they would, just go within there, within the config, and they can mint it to whatever address they want to mint it to. And so they would mint it to themselves or to their buddy. And with the link right here, the IPFS link to the metadata. And then they'd be able to view it magically within their browser. And so that is what decided to fail on me. But let me see if we can inspect it really quick. No, it is not going to let me inspect. Okay, but what it's calling right now with the code is the actually, no, I can show the code for some reason. It's just not compiling. So I have, let me say that. I have the backend right here. I wanted to separate it just so people, this is also helping people understand like that you don't need the contracts together. You just need the ABIs and then a provider. And so just helping them get that concept down. So what the front end is supposed to do is just fetch the fetch the NFTs and display them on the screen. And so I have a get tokens of owner function that I made to just get all the IDs that a specific user has. And so it would then map all those IDs, or it would go through the token URI and map all those out and assign them to an array, and then they would get displayed on the screen. And this is where this works, I promise, but but it is not deciding to work today. And so that is basically my project. Just help people get more understanding of like what's going on behind the scenes with it, and then how everything's actually getting displayed to the screen. And so that's why I can put right here, when you click on the like the image of the card, it would go to, in this case, it would go to Blockchain Acceleration Foundation's website. And then if I could hypothetically add another, we could just change this, I guess. 100% you can change this to website, which was the other, custom URL. So you could hypothetically change this to custom, and then that would be, it would now be rooted there. And so just help people understand that, and that you can just keep adding more and more to these files, I think is important, because it expands their brains a little bit about what's possible. And that is my presentation.
Awesome. I love it. So is this the idea behind this, kind of to be more of a self-guiding project or something like that, where you can clone the repo and then like you have like a guide written or something like that. That was kind of the vibe I was
Yeah.
getting. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is true.
Okay.
So I made 2 different versions of it, and this version I was like going to release because I was going to use the other version for something else, but this one was just not being friendly with me. And so, but I'm gonna update. I think I already updated the back end of the GitHub or the contracts, and so I will put those. I'm about to update this one, even though it's kind of broken right now, just the front end. Very close to being fixed, though, I promise. But I'll update that again to make sure it's working, and then everybody can, just everybody can clone it if they want.
Awesome. Sounds great. Thank you so much. Yeah. I think that's a really interesting teaching method for people who are like less likely to go to a class and learn from someone. You know, if you can have that kind of self-guided educational model, that learning model really helps you know, different learning styles learn better, especially, you know, that hands-on learning where you can explore and tinker with things and break things and change things and expand things. I think that's a great way to help other people learn. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that type of learning and teaching style in workshops in the future. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. All right, it sounded like everyone else wanted to present their stuff on Wednesday. So thank you so much to everyone who demoed today. And I will see you all on Wednesday for our final wrap-up of the Web3 TTT. And you all get your NFT certificates. So, yeah, thank you so much for coming. And talk to you on Wednesday. And did everyone get the attendance link? If not, I will paste it in there one more time.